Welcome to a short 4-video series on the best weapons for each class in Battlefield 1. Completely original topic, I know, but I think this is a good time to make this video since we've seen all the DLCs release along with the Weapon Crate DLC. And the only reason I want to do this is because other YouTubers have recommended weapons that in hindsight reflect their personal opinion too much and the overall community usage over actual performance. So this guide will help you choose the best absolute weapon for each class and different engagement ranges. This mini-series should stand for the rest of the game's life, considering we don't receive the other new weapons that were data mined from the CTE along with the Annihilator SMG. So I'll upload those videos over the next 4 days, which will leave me right up for the official Battlefield 5 reveal. So to go ahead and begin, let's start in order with the Assault class. Since the TTK shift, the Assault class SMGs as a whole have seen quite a buff in their overall close quarters effectiveness, mainly between the range of 0 to 12 meters where the Assault class is the king of CQB combat in sheer TTK, and rightfully so. Before we dive into the SMGs, I'll briefly go over the shotguns to get them out of the way, as they're largely boring to say the least. One-hit kill weapons aren't really that interesting to look at as they are pretty much cheese or complete garbage. For the absolute best 1v1 shotgun, your best bet is the Model 1900 Slug. The only reason I put this over the Shogun and Model 10 Slug is due to the Model 1900's ability to fire 2 slug rounds extremely fast, perfect for annihilating 1v1 engagements given you're within the shotgun's effective range. For the ultimate 2-shot shotgun, the 12G automatic is your best bet, having the longest 2-shot distance out of any shotgun in the game, speaking buckshot, of course. Of the variants to use, I'll leave that up to you to see what fits your playstyle the most. And as normal, the Model 10 Hunter is going to be your normie all-around generic shotgun. All the shotguns that I haven't mentioned are straight downgrades from the ones I've just said, or do not offer anything particularly interesting to look at. Now transitioning to the SMGs, let's start with the absolute best weapon made for 1v1 engagements, and that is the machine pistol. The machine pistol still carries the fastest time to kill out of any SMG, and the new experimental variant is almost a straight upgrade from the Storm variant. The only downside, ironically, is the optical sight, which hurts the weapon more than helping it, adding unnecessary visual recoil, much like every optical variant in this game. Each burst fires at the original 1200 rate of fire, but your bursts are limited to 450 bursts per minute, thus making your overall rate of fire 900 like the Storm variant. This was most likely a balancing change to not make the experimental too advantageous over the already existing Storm variant, and its 2-round bursts makes conserving ammunition and extending ranged effectiveness much more of a breeze. As for the Storm variant, this pretty much destroys the Automatico Storm, so use this whenever possible. Now the Annihilator comes in second place with sheer TTK, killing in only 1 frame slower than the machine pistol in a normal 60Hz server. But in every other aspect, it's superior. You get a trench variant, which pretty much annihilates every other trench variant in the entire game from 0 to 12 meters. Just a tip, never ADS with this weapon. The erratic and uncontrollable horizontal recoil makes it ineffective outside of its intended range. The Annihilator comes with more ammo than the machine pistol, having 20 compared to 16, and unlike every other weapon in Battlefield 1 with a blazing fast TTK, the Annihilator doesn't suffer from an abysmally long reload. After that is the SMG-0818, which trades the sheer TTK of the previous 2 weapons for more of a crowd control weapon. 81 rounds at 770 rounds per minute is nothing to laugh at, but with its worst in class hipfire accuracy, this weapon isn't the best 1v1 weapon out there. For slaying regular noobs in pubs, this is going to be your weapon of choice. Use the factory variant though, as the optical is just unviable garbage. It's forcing an accurate variant on an inaccurate weapon, making it hot trash. Moving on to the SMGs geared for more long-range combat, we have a competition between the MP18 Optical and the Ribbe Rolls. The MP18 Optical is a true jack-of-all-trades SMG offering good TTK and CQB with surprisingly good hipfire and decent usage at longer ranges. The experimental is a bit too limiting to recommend in my opinion over the optical, but the benefits behind its burst fire capabilities like better spread decrease makes it interesting. But all things considered, use the optical. A direct competitor to the MP18 Optical is the Ribbe Rolls. In exchange of higher time to kill and CQB, you get a much better damage model at range. With the added benefit of a bipod on both variants, it's best to abuse this whenever possible. Proactively, of course, as going out of your way to use the bipod will most likely result in your death. As for the better variant, you're good with either one. The optical variant gives a clearer sight picture, but horrendous visual recoil. Other than this downside, this variant plays more to the Ribeirol's strengths more so than the factory. Although the factory is really good with its factory variant recoil decrease and bursting capabilities, which makes it pretty good on the bipod. Choose what you like though, as I think more people will gravitate towards the factory. As for the better weapon between the Ribeirol's and the MP18, I'll go with the MP18 as the best all-around SMG for both CQB and mid-range results for the assault class. A weapon that you may have forgotten that exists is the RSC SMG. The RSC SMG is a hard sell nowadays, since its automatico-like time to kill in CQB is pretty much useless with the likes of the Annihilator and Machine Pistol nowadays. For ranged uses, the optical is the way to go. The better ADS accuracy can take advantage of its 30-meter 4-bullet to kill range, and using this weapon like a mini SLR will give you the best damage at range out of any SMG in the class, only counteracted by its really low magazine count of 9 rounds and abysmal long reload makes this weapon hard to recommend when compared to the MP18 and Ribeirol's. For the average user, you'll find more luck with the other two options, although you're welcome to try out your luck with the RSC SMG if you're willing to change your playstyle, which makes this weapon hideously effective in the right hands. Other than that, stick to the previously two mentioned. Aside from the SMGs that I've just mentioned, every other SMG in the game is pretty much hot garbage. The likes of the Automatico and Hellriegel have seen their fall from grace, and other weapons have taken their spot and play their roles better. The M1917 carbine is pretty much hot garbage in all aspects. The trench is basically an MP18 trench with better ADS accuracy, but outclassed in every other way. Do not use this. The patrol variant is even worse and is straight trash and a complete meme weapon. If you want to play the role this weapon is intended to provide, just play medic. And that about wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll leave a link below to the Google Doc where I got most of the information for this video. So make sure to check that out if you have the time and want to give it a read on what weapons work best. I guess you could say that this video is just a visual representation of this doc with a tad bit of personal thought. Make sure to share this video around as it helps out a ton, and as always, it's been BloodHound, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.